Alright YouTube, Matt M. Roy back again. Back to with kind of a special vlog video for today. I'm in the garage here with Dad. He's right in the corner over there. And we are getting ready to work on my Lincoln Town Car, which you can probably see in the background there. I'm holding this as best I can. I'm using my sports mount today. We have two projects we're working on today. We are going to be changing the front brakes, possibly the rear brakes, we don't know yet, or we'll be changing my front ABS wheel sensors. So I'm going to bring you guys along with me. I'm not going to film the entire thing, but as we finish each project, I'll show you what we did, and this should be interesting. So stay tuned, and I'll be back with you guys shortly. Alright, tubers, so I am underneath my Lincoln Town Car right now, and as you can see, she is pretty clean. There are no real leaks to speak of. You know, the oil pan's nice and clean. The oil filter, I just did an oil change on this about 1,500 miles ago, so that should be good for a while. Though I am noticing maybe a little bit of a leak here, and I'm hoping that might be what our problem is, because basically I've been having an ABS sensor coming on. I guess Dad's shaking his head saying that's not what that is. But we're going to go ahead and pull the tires off. We got to go ahead and check out these sensors, which I believe are, is that them right there?
Yeah.
That's the sensors right there. So we're going to work on that, and I will talk to you guys a little bit later. Alright, YouTube, so we've been working on this for quite a few minutes. This is what my dad wanted to show you. This is actually the ABS sensor right here. This is where it goes into the wheel, and then up in here it goes up to the connector on top that goes to the computer. But the problem that I was having is, this is how we found it. This is the cable, and it's actually supposed to be sitting in like this. So the fact that this was loose could have meant that whenever I was turning the wheel, this was getting pinched. You can even see where the cable itself has actually started to degrade and the wires are exposed. And I think that's why my ABS light and the track off light kept coming on. So we need to go ahead and replace these, and then we'll go ahead and work on the brakes.
Alright, now this is a Ford brake system. They're all a little different. But this is the caliper part, and this is the rotor. And the caliper, kind of like in my hand, it squeezes the brake pads in. And just like this here, it would be one that's inside here, and then the other one, and it squeezes that together with the rotor. That's how you stop. Now, on the Ford, in order to take it off, I usually take a screwdriver and probe here to bring the pistons back. I'll show you what they look like. But on the Ford, they don't give you much room without breaking the clips. You don't want to break the clips. But on the Ford, they have it so that you can just take off two bolts. One at the bottom over here, and they already loosened it up, and one on top over here. And that loosens the caliper where you can pivot it. Now, from here, it's a matter of prying up. They already got it loose, so it's making it look real easy right now. This is the caliper itself. And see, these pistons would be out because of worn brake pads. So as your pads wear, the cylinder comes out, and then in the master cylinder, the fluid level will go down a little bit. So if you wonder where the fluid goes, this is where it goes. It comes to the piston as the piston goes out to correct for the wearness. Now this is the brake pads. They're right here. I took the old ones off to show you. This is a used brake pad, which is about half, or a little less than half worn. And this is the new one. You can see the thickness.
Oh, you can definitely tell that it's fairly worn.
Yeah. So the backs, they last a lot longer. We looked at the backs, and they weren't worn enough to change them. So now, as far as putting it back together, we just gently hold everything in place and put it down here like that. And the only thing I'm going to do is lubricate the contact points where the bolt goes in here and up here, and make sure the slides are free. These are the slides I was talking about. They go in and out as the brakes wear. Just got to make sure it's loose and free.
And I did want to mention too, once again, that's why you never want to overfill your brake fluid. Just like Dad said, that when your brakes get worn, the fluid could stay down here, and you may think you're low on fluid, but you're really not. So always be cautious about topping off your brake fluid reservoir.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and finish this up, and I will talk to you a little bit later. Okay, tubers, so We're trying to get the ABS sensor out, but it's kind of giving us a little bit of trouble. Dad's had to put some WD-40 in there, mainly because it's been in there its whole life, at least the whole life of the car. And it's close, it's coming.
Got working back and forth. Get years of rust out of it. Just a tight fit into it.
See, it's right there. And we put tons of WD-40 on there. It's just gotta, so it's gotta work its way out. Up. Almost. This is something you guys probably don't see on, you definitely don't see this on a regular basis with my channel, at least.
Yeah, paid.
It's getting there. Well, I'll start filming again once we finally get this thing out. Alright, tubers. Well, after about 5 minutes of prying, you can see that we finally got it out. And he's just pulled the whole old sensor out. Let's take a look and see. Oh yeah, you can see the rust that had built up on that over the years. And then this end is the one that actually plugs into the harness upstairs and goes to the computer. So these are well worn, and this one's definitely ready for the trash heap. Alright, tubers, so we're struggling to get this new one in. It's really, really tight. So Dad's going to apply a little bit of grease to the hole where it's supposed to go in. And we'll see if that indeed helps the sensor fit in place. We're hopeful, right?
Yeah.
It's going to put a little bit on the end of the sensor too. Where there's a will, there's a way. All these years of rust and dirt, grit getting in there.
And it's a tight fit because the sensor can't move around at all. Otherwise it'd be inaccurate.
And hopefully we'll get it in, and once we get it in, I'll give you guys an update. Talk to you in a bit. Alright, tubers, well, we finally got the sensor on the other side. Dad, you had to actually drill it out a little bit, or grind it.
I use a special tool to clean the hole up by using a little grinder at the end of the drill.
Just to kind of clean it up so we could get in, but it finally went in.
It went in nice, yeah.
And now we're going to try and do the same thing on this side. I'm curious to see how easily the sensor comes off here. You can see he's pulling it out of the strap on the top here. Lot of dust. Now we got to try to pull it out of here. We'll see if this one comes out any easier than the right side.
Now I'm going to shoot it from the inside. Maybe we get better results.
Get a little bit of penetrating fluid in there going. Because now we know that it is tight, and there definitely was some rust that had gotten in there.
Right.
At least on the other side. Now what we're doing is trying to pry it out, I guess, from the inside of the tire area.
Oh, you got to jiggle it to work it loose. It's not jiggling yet, so I have to tap it with a hammer and punch to get some of the corrosion loose. I'm just going to tap it like this.
Hopefully,
tap it up.
Hopefully it'll start coming off.
Yeah. You got to break it loose and then yeah, now it's rocking. Now it's a long process to rock it out and lube it, so.
We'll go ahead and pause the video, and I think we'll be successful with this one too, just as long as we know the right procedures.
Yeah, we'll show you the end job. It takes a while to get it out, wiggle it out.
Alright, tubers, so we got this sensor in. This one actually went in a heck of a lot easier than the other one because we pretty much knew how to do it. We just greased the metal part of the sensor and put some grease in the hole there, and they were able to go ahead and put it in much easier. I actually got this one in, and Dad's just about finished hooking it up. There are a few sections that it holds in place. You got this little, what you call this little area here that holds this part of the wire in, little bracket. Got a bracket here, and then this just gets fed right up into the cab. So we are just about done. Dad and I are going to finish doing the brakes on the other side, and I'll talk to you a little bit later. Tubers, well, we just finished my car. Took a little bit longer than expected. Dad's bringing the Chevelle in. I thought I'd show you that real quick. but it went well. The car seems to be fixed, so let me show you what we got going on right now. Buddy, this car is doing great, and I am going to do a full walkthrough and review of this car, but it's probably going to have to wait till the spring. It's getting a little too cold now, and haven't really had the time, but this is going to be another one of those teasers. This car will be reviewed on this channel at one point.
Racer fuel smells great.
Oh man, it smells fantastic.
I use it for cologne if I could.
Yeah, I bet you would. You probably have in the past inadvertently. Oh man, well we got to stick the rest of the cars in, and I will talk to you a little bit later. Alright, so the 68 Chevelle is totally covered and it's up in its place. You can see Dad has this nice little cover to keep it from getting a lot of dirt and grease, because, you know, garages are like that. We get a lot of dirt and grease in these garages. Now he's going to go ahead and bring in the olds here. The 84 Hearst Olds, and I'll give you guys a little snippet of that real quick. Just pulling it in right here, and this one we got to cover too, because this has got a really, really nice paint job on it, and we don't want to get anything, we don't want to get any grease or anything on it. This is actually a fairly new paint job. Alright tubers, it has been a long day. It's about 5:30. I'm going to end the vlog here. Hope you really enjoyed that little repair adventure I did with Dad and I with the Lincoln Town car. Please remember to like and subscribe. And as always, have a blessed day everybody.